guys, Dashing Subtitle here, and in this video, we're going to be doing NPBA Kanto Division Power Rankings, and I'm joined by someone else. Say hi.
Hi, I'm Will, and I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, okay, so I think, we're gonna start, off these power rankings, and so, ju- Joseph claimed before we start, every team was so good. Oh my gosh, we could not, it was, these rankings, they were so weird because all the teams were like so good. So we're just gonna start off this in draft order. So the first team that the first overall pick was Dr. Geo and the Columbus Gallades, and so um they they picked Polt with Rillaboom, Heatran, Raikou, Mandibuzz, Tentacruel, Claydol, Heracross, Megaudino, Lapras, and Buffalant. So when I was thinking, I was like, okay, this is honestly a really balanced. Like, you have your removal, you have your hazards, you have your offense and defense. Like, it has everything. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. This team really has a lot going for it. I think Mega Audino was a great kind of budget fairy pick.
Yeah. Like,
The real thing I knocked on this team was the ice weakness. Dragapult, Rillaboom, Mandibuzz, Claydol, all being weak to ice, just took it down a peg for me
yeah,
personally. But still,
but to be fair, they do have Lapras as a times 4 ice resist. They have a Tentacruel and a Heatran. Another 4 times ice resist. But yeah, I do see that, but like and honestly, not gonna lie, very nice getting that Raikou to help that Poet speed gap. Many people can't really pair
hmm
well with that Drug Bolt speed gap from 142 to whatever. Because I've seen some teams that are like 142, 100, which is just not good. But yeah,
yeah,
very nice with the Polt speed tier gap. Very nice on that.
mm.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
I thought the pivoting on this team was really good too.
yeah, it does. Like,
Dragapult, yeah.
Dragapult U-turn, Rillaboom U-turn, Raikou Volt Switch, Mandibuzz U-turn, Claydol Teleport, uh,
hmm
and that's it. And that's very nice. And you could also and the clerics, Mega Dino is honestly a very good
hmm
cleric, and yeah, like Mandibuzz really needs clerics to do things. Like, if it gets toxic, it's not the best because I've personally used Mandibuzz. It's a great Pokemon, and basically if it gets toxic, it's not the best thing in the world, but like if it if there's a good cleric like Mega Dino, it's a it's a force to be reckoned with. But yeah, that's
hmm
what I think. Like, this, like the best team because it's all it has everything you need basically.
hmm
So yeah, the draft order the second person that went was Cole Trains in the Portland Pelippers. So what do you think about this team? So it's Naganado, Jirachi, Primarina, Rotomo, Incineroar, Pelipper, Hitmontop, P2, Mega Swampert, and Probopass.
Uh, I really like this team. I think it honestly looks like a team that I would draft, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I think it's good. Nagana, though, I don't have any experience with it
So
in draft. I just,
I'm just gonna say one thing. So this thing allows some weird complex bands, like allow Naganado with no plot and such. So I'll say what band that is when I say the team next for the next teams. So yeah, Naganado. I really like Naganado on this team because, like, well, thing is, I've seen Naganado being legal in no in like in more Natdex leagues, and it's very scary having the same speed as Tornadus Therian, and like can like claim, like it comes in and claims one. And I especially know, since I know a lot of Uber since I run an Ubers league on my own. But yeah, very nice. Like, Naganado can, like, it can click Specs Draco, or like it can scarf and run like U-turn and like Draco Meteor, like, and then if it gets speed boost, it's game over basically, and
Mhm.
that's very nice paired with Jirachi, which helps with the fairies, but Naganado can beat the fairies, but it I get I really like Rain on this a little bit, like it's not the
Yeah.
worst, but I don't know, maybe you could have paired something more better with Naganado because I see Naganado is just here as a breaker,
Mhm.
and also this could be Naganado could also come as a spiker, spike and T spikes.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing I will say about this team that I noticed that was a little weird is uh, there isn't a ground resist on the team. There's ground immunities with Pelipper and Rotomo, but there is no actual resistance on the team, which is
Yeah, that's
um,
actually a problem because Naganado really relies on those resists.
mhm. Yeah, which it generally having that levitate and flying type Pelipper won't be too much of an issue, but
It's
something like a
Zygarde and
Gravity Lando team.
you're done.
Yeah,
You're done for Zygarde.
yeah, there might be some problems. But having three water types and ice moves, there are
Yeah,
ways to get around that. But
yeah, there are.
sometimes,
But yeah, I think this seems pretty decent. You think it's pretty good. Let's move on to the next team, which is the Thundurus from Down Undurus. Now, here's an interesting ranking. So, I believe this is one of the better teams, and you think this is one of the worst teams. Can you explain your reason first?
I think I might have been a little bit harsh when I was ranking this team. Um, I think the biggest thing for me was the cores, the fire, water, grass core, and the fairy dragon steel core. Not having a dragon on this team, um, I really took a lot of points
Yeah,
off for that.
yeah,
And then
mm-hmm.
for the grass type and the fire type and the steel type, all both being more offensive rather than defensive, so not having like a defensive steel hit
Well,
is what
Kartana
really
can be defensive. For
physically, yeah.
some reason, I've seen some like toxic synthesis Kartana, and I've been the most confused person alive. Like, why? But yeah,
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 it certainly can be done. I think Electrode is a pretty solid grab for 2 points. I believe it
mm-hmm.
gets,
It does.
is it 150 base speed and it
Yes,
has
and
screens?
it does get screens, yeah, and
Mm,
that could be usable. So I'm just gonna say a little bit about this team. So this is a Darkrai with no special attacking boost, which was a foolish miscalculation by the league mods, cause it can, it can store in Swords Dance, and Swords Dance Dark are kind of scary because it gets poison jab still, and its base attack is I think its attack is 105 or 95. It's still a respectable attack stat. But yeah, the reason why I really love this team is Darkrai Megalop is an insane combination. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, being real, Darkrai Megalop clicks. They basically just nuke each other for each other, if you know what I mean.
hmm
And like
Yeah.
this has spike support hazards and deoxys, which Megalop really relies on hazards, especially since return is legal. So that's gonna honestly be a very scary team to fight if whoever fights it. Vaporeon with the Wish, Togekiss with the Air Slash Dazzling Gleam, Swirlix with webs, Megalop and Darkrai with webs. Oh my gosh, it's over. But yeah, like honestly, this is a very scary team, and I really love this team. Like webs with Neo Queen, also very
hmm
scary with Kartana as well. Like very scary, and the removal isn't that bad. It's the okay. The removal's a bit lacking because they have Togekiss and Moltres, but and I guess Kartana,
Does
but that's it.
Cortana get defog?
It
I
does.
feel like for some reason
It does.
it does. Yeah.
But yeah, that's basically it that I see. But yeah,
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and Electro could be niche if you decide to bring
hmm
it.
Yeah, in some matchups it could definitely do some work.
Mhm. And can we just talk about the pivoting on this team? It's pretty nice.
Hmm.
It's Megalop with a U-turn, Togekiss with Baton Pass, Deoxys defense with Teleport, which is very nice. Flipper and Vape and Baton Pass, if depending which one you want. Uh, and U-turn Moltres. So honestly, very nice. Like you could get. The reason why I really like Deoxys is Deoxys has a slow pivot, and Vape too. Those two can basically click Teleport and Flip Turn, like, and they'll be super slow, bringing in a free Darkrai or a free Megalop.
Yep.
So I really enjoy
Especially with
those.
Yeah,
Yeah,
especially with that wish into a slow pivot from
yeah.
Vaporeon.
So yeah. That's the reason for our rankings. For the next team we have the Seattle Spheals, and so we we both thought this team was kind of bad. Not gonna lie.
Um, yeah, for me, it was this team has something weird that I haven't really seen.
Yeah, I've already noticed it. So basically, the speed tiers 180, 118, which this 118 is always going to be running unburdened, so nobody will be speed creeping it. And then it's 100 in Flygon.
Hmm.
That just like having that big of a speed gap is not okay. Being real, like 180 to yeah. So this Deoxys, it is allowed plot and cycle boost, so that's gonna be good to know. For ranking these. Uh,
Yeah.
Suicune, I kind of like Suicune on this team, but honest, uh, okay, now the one I really like on this team is Sarina, and the reason is because Rabbit Spin,
Hmm.
because DOS is supposed to set the hazards, and if your only removal is defog, that means you can't hazard stack anyone. Which kind of sucks.
Yeah. One of the biggest issues for me was not having a ghost type or a dark type. So offensively, this team really doesn't have any good ways to deal with um, like opposing ghost types.
Oh yeah, there is
A little
no
bit less with.
I mean, for ghost types, Audino does well.
Hmm.
Like I've seen
Something
a
like
one one special
Cephalon
whatever.
could just roll through this team.
It could honestly, yeah. Like if
Although Sweetmoon could be annoying.
yeah honestly I could see that, but like honestly like this is gonna be an interesting because thing is your Scarfers your your opponent can run Scarfers easily because if if there were Scarfers, DOS is forced timid, and DOS wants to run modest most weeks, and or adamant, whichever way you want to play it, and Lele and Darm are the same speed tier, and they both love scarves. So you go, anyone's base 100 could run like a tiny bit less speed and outrun both of those. But also they could run max for Flygon. But yeah, one thing I did see is both the steel types, Magnezone and Mega Steelix, aren't the best.
Hmm.
Like yeah, like those two are just weird because I've seen Mega Steelix before in draft and it's okay. Like no, it's nothing like a Mega Aggron, which is honestly better than Mega Steelix. But like yeah,
Hmm. Yeah, I've never used Mega Steelix. I have used regular Steelix,
I've
which
seen
is
Mega
obviously.
and it's like body press, and that's mainly what it is for
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, I really liked when I used regular Steelix. It's pretty
Mhm.
good hazards.
Very nice,
Um,
honestly. Yeah. Mhm. Alrighty, so I don't think we have much to say about this team. So well, all I gotta say is uh, the top three are the biggest threats. Everything else is meh. Well, besides Darkness Week, everything else is kind of meh.
hmm Yeah, it does fall off a little bit in the bottom
Yeah,
half.
cause like DOS with Psycho Boost, Psychic Terrain, Psycho Boost can be scary.
Yeah, I think this team definitely has potential. I think there's a couple issues to work out in the bottom, but definitely not out of it.
Yeah. So the next thing we're gonna have is gonna talk about is the Leafy Boys, and so this team has Urshifu Single Strike, Scizor, Zygarde 50, Sylveon, Vikavolt, Spectre, Inteleon, Tangela, Flareon, Mega Man, and Crustle. So so I just I would like to talk about this team. So Spectre, I really enjoy Spectre as a Pokemon. Others might not because it gets walled by any ghost or any and gets walled by any dark or normal. But you have the best killer for those in Urshifu, which is just so good. And
Hmm.
Scizor, Scizor can break the fairies that Urshifu does not like to handle. And oh my oh my gosh, look at the pivoting in this team. Holy, there's
Yeah.
U-turn Shifu, U-turn Scizor, Baton Pass Sylvie, Volt Switch Vika, U-turn Inteleon, Baton Pass Flareon, Volt Switch Mega Man. You keep up if you can keep up the momentum most games, this team can be very scary. And Sciz- Scizor's Zygarde 50 or Shifu is just such a fun combo. And
Hmm.
I hope the coach enjoys using this team because it looks like a fun team. But why do we rank it so low? Well, I just by looking at it, okay, yes, this team has a lot of weaknesses. It has
Hmm.
because basically if you run a unexpected fairy move and um on something or Shifu can be like the thing is this team does not really like surprise because let's say if you're a normal type and you're on play rough or Shifu dies, and if that same mon runs flamethrower, Scissor's dead, or ice beam, Zygarde's dead.
Yeah, something like a Scarf Gengar could have D-Gleam. It could really put in a lot of work against this team.
Yeah, it could.
One thing for me was having three bug types, which isn't like terrible, but
It's not
um,
I
having three bug types with no poison, no psychic, and I believe no flying type, and no ice type. Um,
honestly, yeah, I agree with you, Will, because that just makes it not the best. But just gonna be real. I was gonna. Oh yeah, a crustal can be hazard stuff, which could be interesting. But also, good. One thing to note. That's Spectre with pursued legal. So good luck.
no, Pursuit is banned.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It
invalid
is.
Pursuit.
Never mind. Spectre is still safe. But I'm sorry. I remember I won a league with it with pursued legal somehow. I don't know how, but when pursuit's legal and you win, that's a problem with spec.
Yeah.
But yeah, Spectre is an interesting mon. It can potentially win any game with Scarf or Specs, and the one mon I'm really looking forward to on this team is Urshifu, just because that thing just murders any team with no fairy, and I would have preferred to grab a different fairy besides Sylveon if there were any others, but Sylveon's still good. The only reason is because now you can't fight opposing Sylveons and run throat chop and then just shut them entirely down. But yeah, that's just something I love doing if I get Urshifu. But yeah, this seems a bit low, just cause there's no psychic, there's no ice type, it's missing a lot of types.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next team we're gonna go over is the Salt Lake Seadra, and so you ranked this as one. Can you maybe explain why?
This team is at first it doesn't look that incredible, and then I plugged it into like a draft uh, prep doc, and I noticed something. This team uses all 11 spots. It has exactly one of all 18 types, and um, it only has one weakness, which is to rock. and I just think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
It has all the setters, it has all the removers, it has good pivoting, it has solid speed tier. Well, the speed tier is 115 at its fastest with Mega Houndoom is a little. Would have liked to see something kind of approaching 120, but even then, that's not a big deal.
Yeah.
I just thought that was beautiful.
Yeah, I could see that. And, like, the one thing I personally like, I like Lando Eye, but, like, it, I feel like this team paired well with it because, like, ice type moves it doesn't like, but, like, Rotom Walsh can, like, handle any ice type really if it, like, can be
Mm-hmm.
defensive or something like that. Terrakion is very nice on this team. I feel like. The only thing I would suggest would be maybe getting a Sunsetter or, wait, honestly, this could be scary with Sunny Day Illumise into Mega Houndoom. Just click buttons
Yeah.
like Heat Rock Illumise and then like Mega Houndoom clicking Solar Beam button or like Fire Blast button in the sum of the solar power. That could be insane. And G Weezing honestly ain't that bad here on this team. I really like it
Yeah.
honestly here. And like Mesprit, like this thing had they have all their rockers in Lando Eye, which is never setting rocks. Terrakion could, Registeel could, Mesprit can, and Kecleon which could, and the removal is Illumise, Decidueye, G Weezing, yeah, it's fine. And Rome Walsh and Lando Eye, yeah, it's fine. Yeah. This is a very solid team, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't have anything else to say.
yeah, I don't either. So, and like Kyurem can honestly just there is no switching for
Mm-hmm.
Kyurem. Why do you think Jenny put it in Uber for? I just don't know why they did that, but yeah. Next team we're gonna be talking about is the Nuclear Knights, and so this is coached by Beige, and so they have Kyurem Black, Galarian Slowking, Tapu Fini, Mega Pidgeot, Donphan, Mienshao, Shaman, Skarmory, Colossal, Jolteon, and Porygon. And one thing I gotta say is their offense is KB.
Yep. And as someone who drafted Kieran back last season, and then my next best offensive mon was Doublade, I I can see some problems there
Yeah.
from personal experience.
Since KB is not allowed DD or Scale Shot, I don't think, but I don't think it's allowed those, but it can still run boots, I guess, but like Mega Pig, like honestly, the only offense I see on this team is Kieran Black, Tapu Fini for a Calm Mindset. I guess work up Mega Pidge and maybe a Swordsdance Mienshao. If it gets Swordsdance, I have no idea if it does. It probably does. I would assume so. And maybe Iron Defense Skarmory, but yeah, besides all that, I don't really see much offense, but the removal is very nice. Like you have Skarm, you have Donphan, you have more, and like Porygon is a sleeper 1 point pick because that thing's honestly a threat. But yeah, there's honestly like not much to say about this team. What do you think? Like,
Yeah, I have to agree with everything you said.
yeah, okay,
I really like a lot of these mons, but just a little bit worried about that offense.
yeah. So the next thing we're gonna be talking about is the Miami Delphox, coached by Fac Luigi, and so they have Libero Cinderace with well, it's so the ban is it can run U-turn but no Libero, or it can run Libero but with no U-turn. So there's Cinderace, Zero Aura, Gliscor, Keldeo, Zarude, Bronzong, Dragalge, Mr. Rhyme, Ursaring, and Mega Altaria, and I really like Zero Aura as a Pokemon because like Zero Aura is honestly like a threat if like you get like a bulk ups up, or it could just be a cleaner with like Plasma Fist, Volt Switch, and all. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Cinderace, I really like Cinderace on this team because it can run like stab Pyroballs and all. Gliscor is very nice on this team because Poison Heal. I'd say like this team is very good. Why do you think you rank it as a three? Just curious.
Um, I think really those top five, Cinderace, Zeraora, Gliscor, Keldeo, Zarude, are just they pair super well with each other. And then that last pick, Mega Altaria, I love Mega Altaria in
Yeah,
draft. I think it's a fantastic pick.
yeah. And honestly, Megataria being your last pick was kind of nice because it's a fairy and you didn't have a fairy prior, so that's very nice.
Mhm.
Um, Zarude, honestly, like a bulk of Zarudes that can be scary. Dragalge, I really like Dragalge. It's a T spiker, so I guess that's okay. Um, I I honestly like this team more if it had regular spikes,
Mhm.
cause like Cinderace and Zeraora liking spikes, like those two really like. Well, Zeraora really likes hazards because it can't kill a lily from full HP. Just saying. Yeah. It really would like hazards. And all I gotta say is, thank goodness this is with no Hisui, or else that would be an EVLA Ursa that would not be fun.
Oof. Yeah.
Because I've tested, and EVLA actually really does the EVLA
Mhm.
actually works on Ursaring. So I'm just like, but yeah, and then Megateria, Dragon Dance or Yukiron Special Hyper Voice, it's honestly just a threat. I remember using it one day and it was very nice. Like, and also it could be nice for like trapping some mons like either Slowking or Toxapex and like clicking like Fire Spin Parasong and like not Mega Evolving for Natural Cure. But yeah,
Mhm.
besides that, this is a very nice team. The removal is Gliscor. Okay, the removal kinda hits it. It's Gliscor and Mr. Rhyme and Mega Altaria.
Mhm. Yeah. Uh,
But yeah, honestly, besides the removal, this team is
and
pretty nice.
and court change Cinderace.
Yeah, that too. Besides that, this team's honestly very nice. So yeah, we're gonna move on to my team, the Seattle Sigilyphs. And so, did you have anything to say about this team? Since it's my team.
Um, I think Silvally, I think, is a superstar pick on this team. Um, Celesteela, really, really terrifying. But yeah, I'll let you explain your team.
Yeah.
Also, Ice Table, Avalugg, absolutely love that.
Yes. Yes, the ice table. I really enjoy it. I really like this team. Like Mega Deoncé Celesteela is very nice because Mega Deoncé dies to a Scarf Flash Cannon, and I don't want that happening. So Celesteela stops Scarf's Flash Cannons from happening. Infernape, I really like because it's a fire and fighting, and like it can murder the steel types that Mega Deoncé hates running away from. Because even if it's like a Scarf Skarmory, Mega Deoncé has to run away. It's that scared of them. Yeah, Infernape, Latias. This is gonna be my first time ever using Latias, so I'm really excited for Latias. Savali, yeah. I'm missing on a normal type. I'm missing a dark type. I just need Savali, so I have all the types just in case. And fun fact, I fun fact, it's an order, it's an order video on my channel. I'll leave in the cards above. But basically, I ran a Savali bug, and it actually did work. So that shows you, Savali can be any type and be good. Uh, Rose Raid is there honestly for spikes, and I really enjoy spikes with Mega Deoncé, Latias, and etc. Avalugg is there for spin, and Electros is just a budget ele- ele- electric a little. But yeah, that's basically my team. You have anything else to say?
Well, I think it's pretty solid. Uh,
Mhm.
Excited to see how it does.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited too. Next team we have is the Pushin Pincurchin, and so uh, this team's very scary. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
like Mega Gallade, Corvi, Weavile. Oh my gosh, those three are just gonna murder house. My Lodic, is my Lodic Blizzly Comfort are just so insanely good. Thundurus Therian is a very nice special breaker. Vileplume, Palisand, and can be defensive. Magmortar is a good special breaker, and Sableye is prankster encore stuff or knockoff stuff. But yeah, we thought this team was on the bottom half, but just cause like it just doesn't really. Okay, just trying to say, if any top three get burned, this team's kind of done for. If like any of the
Yeah.
top three get like Will-O-Wisp or something, and Sunny T's non-team preview, it's done. They're done. They're done for. So that's why either Blister or Comfey is forced to come, or Vileplume is forced to come each week for aromatherapy or heal bell, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like,
Yeah.
I really like Corvi into Mega Gallade because like once again slow pivots into Mega Gallade, and honestly, I've I've done calculations normally because I love Mega Gallade, and so basically, a plus two Mega Gallade with sword, a sword that's Mega Gallade is basically one mon dead. That's mainly what it is. Like one SD and a CC and something dies. That's basically what it is. But yeah, I really like this team, and so yeah, it's a little bit lesser, but yeah, it could it has potential. Yeah, you have anything else to say?
No. I think you covered
Alrighty,
it well.
so the next team is the Kinky Kartanas. Let me just make sure this is right. Hold on, I just want to check one thing. I'm pretty sure this is right. Yeah, this is right. Okay, so the Kinky Kartanas, and so they have Tornadus Therian, Mega Medicham, Aegislash, Dracovish, Whimsicott, Politoed, Zoroark, Gligar, Licky, Carkol, and Colossal. I mean Caracosta. What am I saying? Okay. Yeah. Tornadus Therian I love using, but then once again, the one time I used Tornadus Therian, and it never missed a single hurricane, so yeah, that's a bit rough, but yeah. It was not with rain, but with rain, it's honestly very scary.
Mm-hmm.
I would have, if you were thinking rain, I would have personally gone Zapdos round one if your plan was rain. But yeah, Tornadus also works. Mega Medicham, I've actually used Tornadus Mega Medicham before, and those two are honestly very nice together. Um, like Medi breaks the rocks, steals, and the rocks and steals Tornadus can break with Hurricane, and Tornadus can just spam nasty plot air slash stuff. That could be one route, but like also Rain with Dracovish is honestly just insane.
Mm-hmm. I was just about to say.
Yeah, because I've used Dracovish before. In fun fact, in in my first ever league, I used Dracovish and it got me 15 kills, the whole season. But yeah, that's what that shows you. A button can do as many things. Yeah, I really like this team. The only downside I see is their steel type is Aegislash, and their yeah, that's because like Aegislash doesn't have a reliable recovery. But honestly, I really like this team because like it's honestly so balanced, and like okay, honestly, Zoroark being the surprise factor is honestly insane with Dracovish, because like you basically click the Dracovish button, they go into their water immunity expecting Dracovish and it's Zoroark, and then you're like, oh gosh, what do I do?
Yeah, I hadn't even thought about that.
And like, yeah, like honestly, but one thing to make sure to not attack. Make sure to not attack with Zoroark with Aegis when it's transformed as an Aegislash, because it will be stuck in Shield or Blade form in the transformation. So then your disguise will basically be exposed.
Mm-hmm.
And also it'll be exposed with Politoed because Drizzle. But yeah, I really like this team. I don't know about you, but I really like it.
Yeah, I love this team. I love Aegis. I love Aegis slash Dracovish. Whimsicott, I think, is a real sleeper pick
Yeah,
for
like
draft.
it can encore and like
fantastic.
subseed.
It has Encore, Tailwind, U-Turn,
Knockoff.
Defog. It gets weather, so you could, if you don't want to bring Politoed a week, but you still want rain, you could bring.
I don't think it gets Rain Dance. That could just be
Does
me.
it not? Is it just Sunny Day?
I think Sunny Day. That's it.
Guess I'm wrong about that. But it can do like. It's a really weird set, but you can run a Prankster substitute with Endeavor. And if you play that right, you can.
Or Leech Seed as well.
Or Leech Seed, yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, this team, the only thing I have against it is, actually no, I don't. Your cleric is that's good enough. But yeah, I really enjoy this team, and so the next team we're gonna go over is the Town Pyukumukus with P Mickey, and so just want to say, Larry the Pyukumuku had his 100th draft match today, so that's exciting.
Little congratulations there.
Yeah, congratulations. I'm looking forward to Mickey destroying more lives with Larry. But yeah, it's Mew, Coco, Megachomp, Umbreon, Superior Talonflame, Fortress, Pyukumuku, Wheezing, Double End, a very late G-Darm. So I really like that very late G-Darm, because no one could really afford it, really. The one I only have one problem with this team, and that is, no matter nobody would tell me, I personally, just as a personal note, I believe Superior and Superior with Hidden Power are two different mons. That's all I gotta say. I personally believe that, because they both play so differently. But the Superior with no HP kind of ruins it, because it gets walled by any steel type in the game.
Yeah, I can agree with that a little bit.
Like,
but
Mickey with Mew, oh gosh, was screwed. But yeah,
if you get it in the right position with those contrary leaf storms, it just clicks buttons.
Yeah, it could.
It can roll through teams.
Now, honestly, I really like the momentum on this team. Mew can run a momentum move, Coco U-turn, Umbreon Baton Pass, Talonflame U-turn, Fortress Volt Switch, Larry Baton Pass, G-Darm U-turn, and like their poison can be grounded with Wheezing. And that can also run T-Spikes if they want. Their cleric is Umbreon and Superior, which is a bit and Mew. It's a bit of a problem, but not that bad. Having regular spikes and rocks and Fortress is very nice. And basically, I could see this team like in the end game clicking buttons with G-Darm, Coco, or Megachomp, and then winning in the end game. Really. Cause like knowing how Mickey plays a little bit, like he could like keep the momentum up until those three, or honestly, also a offensive Mew could end the game, like in one turn. Like if the game's going on a lot, it can, like when everything's all shipped in range or something, just go for a game and win, honestly. But yeah. You have anything else to say about this team?
No, I think we covered just about everything.
Alrighty, so the next team we have is the Flying Feraligatrs, which have Mega Maw, Lando T, Gren, Arcanine, Florges, Celebi, Toxtricity, Ambipom, Masquerain, and Komodo. I absolutely love Mega Mawile as a Pokemon. It's honestly very nice. It's very broken with huge power. Play rough with like Iron Head. If you're against a Heat Train, you just run Focus Punch and you just catch a Heat Train coming in. But yeah, and Mega Mawile is very nice with. Okay, I honestly like this triple Intimidate cycle with Lando T, Arcanine, and Masquerain. And that later on Komodo is honestly very nice with Mega Mawile because those two pair very well, I believe.
Yeah, there's a slight ice weakness on this team, which can be a
Hmm.
little bit of a problem, but um, I think Mega Mawile and
Yeah,
it has the tools to deal with that. Um,
I mean it
you're right.
depends because like thing is just saying Mega Mobile was not switching because
Mm,
you have to have a Mega before because I remember one game I was against Specs I was like I had no ice switching my Mega Mobile took like 98 from a Specs ice beam from Kyurem, so I was like great, that's not good. I still remember when my Mugamomo took like 98 from a Kyurem. That was just like, bruh. But honestly,
mm,
Arcanine is a better switch than Mugamomo. While I am saying this from reference, Arcanine is better at switching than Mugamomo. While this team, in my opinion, would really prefer a very slow pivot because like maybe a teleport. Wait, Arcanine. Never mind. Arcanine. I really like this because Arcanine can teleport into the slowest pivot ever because it has negative priority. Is negative
mm.
priority. So Mega Mawile would be very good. And yeah, hold on, 1 second, 1 second. Okay, so we are back, and yeah, that's not much we have on in the team. So yeah, you have anything else to say?
No, I think we're good to move on.
Okay, um, so the next team is the Copenhagen Gallades. I really like this team. Well, it's kind of weird. I thought it was weird because like Zapdos, Latios, Buzzwole. Zapdos is a the most interesting round one pick I've ever seen in my opinion. But like besides Zapdos, everything else can be scary. If even Bryon. This is the first time I've ever seen Bryon get drafted. So I hope they can do well with it honestly, because it has potential in my opinion.
Eviolite Whirlpool Parasol.
Yes. Yes. Obstacle
Just
can also be good with like Guts Facade. I've used it
mhm.
previously, and it's a very it's a very menace when you get it set up with Guts and all. Also could be Defiant Sweeper.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's one thing. Lot. Well, yeah. Buzzwole. I could see Scarf Buzzwole and Latios claiming lives, but like honestly, I could never see. Well, honestly, I could never really see a defensive Boswell coming in in ever in a single game because there's a Mega Venu and there's a Mudzale,
Mhm.
which just do the job as well as like Mega Venu could be Spadef and Mudzale could be Fizdef and then they could just eat all the hits and like I guess I could also see Buzzle being defensive on this team. Um, but they're they're only reliable removal really because the others take 25 take Rock's chip is Empoleon. I
Mhm.
don't think Buzzle gets Devlog. If it does, I could be mistaken, but I do not think it does. But yeah, that's that. Yeah, this team it looks interesting, and I hope they do well with it. You have anything to say really?
No, just that this team. It's hard to pin it down by looking at it, um, but it definitely has potential to do very well.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah. Um, yeah. Uh, let's go to the next team. Which is we're almost done with this. Wow. Okay. So the derivative solving Dracovish, and so Garchomp
First of all,
Megas.
10 out of 10 team name.
Yes, indeed. Garchomp Mega Scizor, Azumarill, Rotom Heat, Alakazam, Nihi, Staraptor, Virizion, Lantern, and Absol. So Absol being your dark is not the best. Like if Mighty Mightyena was 1 point, I would rather get Mighty Mightyena over Absol, but Absol makes sense. Garchomp Megasis is a very insane combination. I remember in a Galar Dex league, in a G Dex league, I did well with Garchomp regular Scizor, and those two together. But with Megasis, it's gonna be more insane. Azumarill with Belly Jump
Mm-hmm.
huge power is very nice. Banded liquidation or banded player off can just end lives. Rotom Heat can be very good defensively. Alakazam with Psychic, Magic Guard Life Orb is very scary, honestly. Nihi with Beast Boost, Meter Beam Speed Boosting is a very good set. Scarf Staraptor, Virizion, honestly Band started with two. Lantern and Lantern's a good bulky water because your water before that is Azu, so honestly, really good Lantern pick. And the thing I honestly love this team because the speed tiers are 120 to 102 to 100 to well no it's scratch that it's 120 to 103 102 100 which that I think that could be a little bit interesting but yeah besides that like this team's honestly very scary.
Yeah, the hazard setters are just a little bit limited. But outside of that, this team's incredibly solid.
Well yeah the only
Defensively,
hazards are Nihi and Garchomp, that's it.
yeah, um,
Just not the
it's not
mm,
terrible.
it's
It's
not terrible. Yeah,
manageable.
I've ran T Spikes Rocks Nihi before. It's not the worst.
Hmm.
Um
And it's really balanced. This team, like overall, has I believe zero type weaknesses, which
yeah.
is
Um
a nice thing.
and yeah, I really like this team. And like uh I would I yeah, I just really like this team. It can do a lot. So yeah, we're gonna be going to the final team now. So yeah, we're gonna go to that, which is the 187 Drampabande, or however you say that. So they have Victini, Clefable, Ferrothorn, Hydreigon, Megarodactyl, Urshifu Rapid, Komala, Cursula, Stunfisk, G Slowbro, and Glaceon. One thing to point out, the speed gap is 150 to 100, so that's not the best. That's just one thing to point out, really.
Hmm. Yeah, I love Stunfisk here. It gives you a ground and electric plus
Hmm.
hazards, although you already had hazards with Ferrothorn, Mega
Yeah,
Aerodactyl. But I love Stunfisk as a pick here. I think it's fantastic. I think honestly it's really underrated in Draft League, and I hope Stunfisk gets to put in some work.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
I really like that. I'm really surprised for that round one Victini because that was actually a snipe for me. So I guess good
mhm.
job. But like honestly, round one Victini it's kind of respectable because nothing switches into it's nothing switches into Blue Flare or Thunderbolt or V Cree Bolster, which is what I meant to say.
Mhm.
And Urshifu
Even
Rap. This team okay, so honestly this team really is good, but I would just prefer more knockoff users just for that Urshifu Rapid with Rocky Helmet. And one thing this team lacks is a bulky water.
mhm.
Yeah, like a bulky water would honestly work well with this team. But like yeah.
Yeah, it does have like Clefable, Ferrothorn as like really good defensive mons, but it's lacking that water type, which I think is
Cause I mean
really
their
crucial.
only water is Urshifu Rapid, but that's it.
Mhm. Which, to be fair, I have seen it. I have seen a bulky Urshifu Rapid, but I don't think that's something you want to bring on a consistent basis.
Yeah. But yeah, uh I I like Komala for Wish. I think it's Heal Bell is I don't think it's Heal Bell, I think it's Wish, Rapid Spin, U-turn, so that's nice. Clefable's a
Yeah, it's
good
a great.
Clefable is a great uh Heal Bell user. As well as Glaceon isn't the best, but it has something, I guess. Like, I think it has 130 special attack as its one big stat, so that's nice, I guess. But yeah, I really like this team because the pivots are honestly good in Victini, Hydra, and Urshifu. And
Mm-hmm.
Komala. And like honestly, that's all you need. That's honestly very nice because they can bring in big threats. But yeah, uh, that's gonna be it for the power rankings. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I will see. And you 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 wanna end the video there?
Yeah. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I had a ton of fun making this.
Mhm.
And good luck to everybody in their seasons.
Yeah. Good luck to everyone, and I hope to fight all of you. And so yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, my subtitle squad, and to everyone else that's watching. Thank you.